I am really excited to be here tonight. And frankly, when I started my business, I never anticipated I'd be standing in front of a bunch of business owners sharing my story. But I have a little addendum to add to my story that is pretty recent. About 40 days ago, I suffered a mild concussion due to a fluke incident on my pontoon. So you'll have to forgive me, and maybe I stumble on my words a little bit, or have to pause to collect my thoughts. But I am on the road to recovery, and I feel pretty confident about it today. Anyway, back in early 2020, I lost my last job in the corporate world and decided to take the leap of faith and enter the world of entrepreneurship. I started a business supporting other business owners. And I really have a passion for helping others and surrounding myself with lots of people. So I started to reach out to lots of business owners, trying to develop a deeper level connection so that I could see how I can serve as a resource to them. I truly believe that's my life calling. I don't know why, but it is. Anyway, so when I first started my business, I really wasn't sure what it was going to look like long term. But I knew I could rely on my natural ability to connect with people and my experience in the corporate world, many which were very unpleasant and shaped my decision to become a business owner. I could tap into my knowledge. I have 2 degrees, one in education and one in organizational management. And I knew that even my background as a performer and a teacher were going to be great assets for my business. So, I really wasn't sure where I was headed. But I will tell you that, I first started, now I knew, okay, I'm going to support business owners, started my business, daily grind of being a business owner, and I realized supporting business owners was time consuming and sometimes draining. I didn't always feel on top of my game, and frankly, I wasn't sure I was going to be a really good business owner. And so I started to think, I need to do something. Because I had set myself up to have a more freer and flexible life, and I want to live a long and vibrant life. So I better figure out what's going on. There were 3 things that I knew I needed to address immediately. First, my sleep. I can recall for most of my life having struggles with quality sleep. I'd get 8 to 10 hours, and yet I didn't wake up refreshed and was pretty tired during the day. I also had some long-standing food issues that I couldn't really put my finger on. I had brain fog, tiredness, sometimes moody, and just really had trouble being productive during the day. Another thing I wanted to work out was the mindset. Because I realized as a business owner, a solo entrepreneur, you need to be courageous, independent, and tough-minded. Now, granted, I started my own business. That does take courage. But I knew I needed to firm up the mindset muscle. I'll have to tell you, my life changed and my eyes were opened when a true gift of the wellness company was dropped into my lap in October of 2020. I immediately saw it as the key to my personal and professional success. So I incorporated in my business, partnered with the wellness company, and now my vision was becoming clearer. I was on the path to help busy professionals optimize wellness and create better work-life balance. I began to see the steps that I needed to take in order to deliver this vision. And I was feeling pretty confident that I could do it because I could rely on my experience, my talents, and my passion for what I was doing. So I first started thinking, okay, I need to take a look at my gut health. And you might be looking at me going, what on earth does gut health have to do with us as business owners? Well, it affects your physical and mental well-being, your energy, your focus, your mood, your decision-making, and more. So it can truly impact how you deliver your business. And here's a true story. When I shared this information about gut health with some other business owners, this guy came up to me and he said, you know, come to think of it, the day after I consume an adult beverage, eat hamburgers, greasy french fries, I'm in a bad mood and I want to fire every client I don't like. And I'm like, oh, that's not a good way to run my business, right? So he realized that those decisions the night before were impacting his mood that day. I also learned what I thought was a surprising fact, and that is roughly 70% of your immune system resides in your gut. And the pandemic was in full swing. So I realized, wow, I better need to make sure that my body can naturally respond to what's going on out there. So before I go further on exactly before I go further explaining how I got to where I'm at, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the gut and brain are connected. The gut is often defined as the second brain. And there are two ways that your gut and brain are connected. First of all, we have the physical way, which is the vagus nerve, which controls the messages to our heart, lungs, and other vital organs. And it is really the true direct connection between the gut and the brain. Then we have the chemical connection. We have hormones that are transmitted through neurotransmitters from your gut to your brain. And in our gut, we have bacteria, fungi, and viruses. And they can either be beneficial, harmful, or harmless. And whatever you have going on in your gut definitely impacts the signals to your brain. So now I realize there's some changes I can make. And there were three things that I started right away. First of all, I incorporated supplementation in my life. I started taking supplements and noticed an immediate impact on things like the osteoarthritis in my hands. Arthritis, just like any itis, by nature, is a symptom of disease. So I knew these supplements were working. I started to have better energy and just felt the best I had in a long time. And then I wanted to start making more changes in my life, like getting up earlier. And I also began a weight loss program called R3, reset my metabolism, and lost about a 12% weight. I've still been able to keep that off for about 2.5 years now. And I'm telling you, I never thought that I needed to lose weight, but man, when I did, I had so much more energy and felt better than I had in a long time. So I knew I was on the path to feeling much better. I also began to consume a fiber drink. That's because I learned, according to research, diets high in fiber will help you reduce the risk of major health concerns in your digestive tract, and that only 1 in 20 people get enough fiber. Well, I knew I wasn't the one. I certainly didn't fall in the 1 of 20 because I didn't eat a lot of fiber. And fiber also, many are thinking, fiber, that's just for old people and just keeps you regular. I don't have any problem with that. Well, although part of that's true, it does help keep you regular. It actually has other benefits because it helps sweep the cholesterol, fats, sugars, toxins out of your digestive tract. And in the meantime, it helps provide your body with a protective barrier against free radicals, which can lead to disease. Fiber also helps you feel fuller longer, reducing the likelihood you're going to overeat, can help you lose weight, and keep the weight off that you work so hard to do. So now I've made 3 major health choices, and I'm more motivated to develop healthier patterns, daily patterns. Those included, first of all, I started getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was productive by 7 o'clock in the morning. Never thought that was possible. I also began to incorporate personal focus activities into my life. Maybe 5-10 minutes a day, I would focus on mindset, spiritual growth, and other areas that I knew would ultimately help me be a better person. And I also began to now realize these changes in my life are making a huge difference for me as a business owner. First of all, now that I understood my gut health, I knew that, man, if I was having an off day, I need to stop and take a look at what I did earlier. And I usually could tie them to something that I didn't do quite right. I also was experiencing less anxiety, fewer mood swings, and just have the motivation to continue on the path of self-improvement. These certainly helped me be a better business owner and be able to support my clients. And I also realized, you know what? If I'm consistent with these habits, I'm really going to be successful in my business. My clients are going to love me. And I was suddenly, now I'm living this amazing life. One that's entirely different from what I've done up to this point. And not only do I have the passion for it, but I actually have the energy to sustain it. All because I made some major changes. So, what I want to tell you is, if you're looking to be the better version of yourself and want to be able to put your best foot forward in your business, I recommend trying a few things. First of all, establish consistent sleep patterns. Make sure you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep, because that's going to help you maximize your cognitive function. Incorporate personal development every day. You're like, just 5-10 minutes is fine. Make sure you're focusing on your physical and mental well-being, spiritual growth, and other areas that are truly going to make you a better business owner. Start your day by organizing it so that you will be the most productive you can be. Really take a look at what you are doing and when you're doing it. Try to put it in manageable tasks and at times in the day where you know you can really be productive. Schedule breaks throughout the day and stick to them. I think most of us are guilty of this. We might put a break down and go, whatever, I don't need that. The reality is, take those breaks and make sure that you choose something that energizes you and doesn't drain you. I also encourage you to focus on your internal health. Start taking supplements. And I encourage you to do research because they are not all created equal. And really address your gut health. Pay attention to when you're feeling off, because I bet you can figure out you might have been the hamburger the night before. Anyway, and if you start some of these new habits and you don't always follow them, don't worry about it. Don't beat you up and say, man, I'm never going to make this work. Just start your day, next day, pick yourself up, and start over. So I wanted to leave this in closing, because this truly reflects what I've done in my life to be the best person that I can be, and what I'm trying to do to help professionals do. Time and health are our two most precious assets, and we don't recognize and appreciate them until they have been depleted, like Dennis Waitley.